Let me bring you up to speed here. I have a dilemma and I need some help with it, and it's this double druid situation. And here's the original druid, level 87. It's a 5-star druid, which means it's unlocked to level 100. It's just 3 and 9, which isn't too many, and I've only got a little bit into 4 of 9, so I'm not quite at 4 9. And it's revitalized 4. I got that off maintenance gem rolls a while back. I don't think I did a video on that, but it was like the second roll I got it, and that was pretty good. However, recently I got a free druid, and when I say free druid, I mean it's the day of the reward druid at day 30. That's how I got this druid, and this was very recent, like last week. And I got a Berserk 4, which is much, much, much better on an account that's intending to raid constantly. So that's my decision I need to make. I need help making it. Do I keep them both and stay high might? 5,600 might, that's way too high for me. I need to drop some might. I need to drop some of these guys. I could keep both druids, but then I could maybe drop the marksman, engineer. I definitely got to drop these two. So the reason why I have a level 20 Cyclops and a level 20 Assassin is because they have heavy blow 2 and 3, and I use them on boss 3. I use them to try to get a heavy blows done so I can gimmick my way to damage. Hey, you don't think it's effective, right? You're like, oh, no way. There's no way that that works for you. Now, Motion is a guild that does a boss a few minutes before server reset and a few minutes after server reset. And so sometimes in that few minutes after server reset, there's not a lot of people on. So I did 37,000 damage to boss 3 and got 8th place, which is 4,100 honor badges. It's 2,100 plus 2,000. Hey, not bad for a little peon Smurfy guy. So, you know, it's doing okay. So that's kind of my dilemma. Now, yeah, this base can easily beat Here Be Monster C. I just run that consecutively. No bombs, no troops. Here Be Monster C is done. Very easy. That's what I've been doing to get my shards. And what's proof of that? Well, here's proof of that. Proof of that is shards. Shard count. 1,200 shards didn't come out of nowhere. They certainly didn't come from the dungeon, because I'm only at like dungeon 2. Okay, Dungeon 3. I'm halfway through Dungeon 3. I really do not farm the dungeon with this account, as no joke. You can see I'm only in Dungeon 3. You can't really farm at Dungeon 3 if it's not considered farming at that low level. And how does it raid now? I just wiped, obviously, on the Here Be Monster D, and I'm not going to gem revive everyone, but I did want to catch everyone up onto some dilemmas here. I also have 2 builders free, and I think for sure I'm going to bring the hero bases up. I want to get those up a lot higher, up to 16 actually. That would be ideal. I'm not bringing any of this stuff up. On my vaults I'm going to keep coming up too, so those are definitely going to rise. And not bringing this up. This is Army Camp level 1. I do have a level 4 guild hall. I caved and went to level 4, but that's so I could get 2 flags, so that when I go raiding I don't have to keep refilling so quickly. And yeah, I'm at Town Hall level 16, but you only need a Town Hall level 7 for this Clover base to work. Here's the base as is today, and what we are doing now is we are essentially farming Here Be Monster C with this base. It has beaten D once or twice, maybe 3 times, so it's real close to farming D, but if you do want to auto farm anything, you definitely want to auto farm C on this base. One of the more recent changes I made between the first part of the video and the second is that I used to have all the buildings to the far edges of the clover leaf here, and what you want to do though is that's not good, because what happens is if we take a look at you'll see the training center as all Here Be Monster Wave. What happens is Here Be Monster Wave comes in, takes out this vault, half the monsters come down in, and then half of them come to this vault over here, and it could only be 1 or 2 very small army camp troops, like, you know, very small hunters or something, and then they'll get stuck there and it might be out of tower range. So the best thing to do is to put things at the tips of the clover leaf. That way, once they take out the vaults, what's going to happen is they're then going to stream right into the center here and hit my monsters there. So let's just go ahead and give you a show as to how this looks in operation on Here Be Monster C. No bombs, no troops. Just my heroes and towers against theirs. And so here's what I was referring to. So obviously the Treants have focus, a prioritization on their attack onto the tower. So they're going to come straight in no matter what. This wave then is going to take up the tip of that clover, and then what also happens here, and this is kind of nice, is sometimes a wave will split into 2 and kind of come down 2 angles. I'm not sure if that's exactly beneficial or not, but I think it seems to be to have them not fighting in a pack as much. And then we take them all out when they're aggro onto the tower. You can see that the tower has a lot of health here, so it's basically tanking for the heroes. That's the general principle on how all the clover bases work, or really any open base is. The wave tanks onto very high hit point buildings, and then they kind of come down into the open passageway into the base, and then your heroes wail away on their guys, and you take them out. One hero that has a very strange aggro logic is Serpent Queen. Sometimes she'll just randomly attack some wall. I don't quite get that. I think it has to do with her area of effect doing a little bit of damage to it, so then that becomes the weakest point, and then she goes after it. But I haven't seen that happen too frequently yet. Alright, wave 3 is coming in. You can see here, because of these two little wingtips jutting out right there, that they keep their spacing away from the walls. This makes the clover petal basically 2 walls thicker due to this sort of this out jut of this sledge. It's very intentional that there's 2 pieces. If you go 3, strange things happen. Don't go 3. Because what will happen if you go 3 is they don't want to walk that far. They say, hey, no, I'm not doing that. I'm going to come and attack this little piece right here. And that's what they do, and then they'll attack that piece and they'll come in. That's not necessarily always a bad thing, but that can throw you off and sometimes cause some trouble. So you can see here my Immortep procs and takes out their whole, pretty much their whole wave. So you're good there. All my heroes have good health. All my towers are alive. This top tower, so if I get a C5 wave on the north, it could be a little tricky there because that it would have taken out that tower and then aggroed onto my heroes. But lucked out with the south entrance here, and now they're just going to kind of split up. Some are going to go to this guild hall here, but this is only like a level 2 or 3 guild hall. So that's going to go down real quick, and you got the treants coming on this side, you got all the rest coming. See, here's what I was talking about one hero sometimes splitting off when they get a little bit too close. Now, if it's a high attack damage, burst damage hero like Assassin, you're okay, because it's just going to take out this stuff really fast. And it looks like my arrow towers do have good range here too, so I really have no issues whatsoever, and the arrow tower took out Assassin, and now we're good to go. So, as always, help me out with my dirty dilemma, and keep it dirty.